hours until Burke Black's Project Zomboid event starts, and doing all that. Because if I didn't have to be in Build 41 mode, I would have jumped into Project Zomboid, but that requires me to update my game back to Build 42, play that for like an hour, and then downgrade back to Build 41 again for the event. So in that case, it just doesn't make sense. All right. So we were on the hard mode, and we'll get that going. So instead of just going to pop into SnowRunner, we'll play for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is, till the RP event happens, and then we'll get into that and do all that. So yeah, so where we left off, I got this truck basically stuck, which isn't surprising. We're very early game still. But what I'm gonna do is you've got some engine problems. I'm going to have you drag the other truck out. And then we're going to try and go from there. Now, one thing I'll probably also do is this truck here, the one I'm in now. I don't see a reason to have two of literally the same truck. Let's see, you thought the ship was supposed to show up after Narco restart, and that was a bug that didn't. You don't know why. Wondered about dev modding it. Yeah, no, that's the thing. I was under the impression that we weren't sure, and then we had, you know, we basically had, so I was like, oh no, yeah, no, when you fail, it's just done. It's just gone. And we had waited past the 20 days or so, like a good amount past, or like 30, 35 days. And Ship to Star is supposed to show after 20 days. So it's like, okay, very clearly it's just not coming back. But I don't think it's a bug, I think it's a deliberate thing. I was actually surprised that the anomaly showed back up on the restart. Like, I was able to go to the monolith thing, because I thought that was a one and done too. Alright, very clear we don't have nearly as good equipment on this truck versus the other one. Yeah, so we're going to try and free up our other Chevy. This Chevy, I'm going to see what it's worth to sell. I know I don't get nearly as much in this version of the game, the hard mode version. But like I said, I don't see a reason to own two of literally the same vehicle. Maybe they changed to allow multiple endings? Yeah, that surprises me. I think it's cool because I actually did make the comment that I honestly could go for a colony where you could just keep repeating again and again and again. Like the endings. All right. So I've got you out of the mud. Let's refuel it. So I'm going to try and balance the fuel between them a little bit. Okay, so with that, I'm going to try and get this truck as best we can up to our garage. Let's see, can we sell the new truck, or is it a side mission? I think we could sell it. I don't believe it's a side mission. We could always check it. Check it now before we go anywhere. So side missions. So we have the Long Way, Lost Trailer, Rock On. Yeah, no, it's just a truck we got for free. I mean, if it lets us sell it, it's definitely not a something we gotta worry about. I don't expect to get much from it. Plus, we also don't know what upgrades it might have. Okay. So right now, we're just trying to get these back to the garage. Because this truck, I don't know what upgrades it does have. Whatever it does have is not much, though. Which you can probably figure out by the fact that I'm having to drag this truck every step of the way. And I didn't have to do that with the other one. Once I get out of this deep mud, it should be a lot easier. Alright. Let's not get too far ahead. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have you get right here. And then before I start pushing you farther, I'm going to turn off your engine. We're going to switch to the other truck. And the reason I'm doing that is if something goes wrong and I got the trucks at least relatively close to each other, then I have the benefit of being able to just pull the one out with the other. It's also thinking if I start running short on gas on one of them, I can move the gas over, get one of them to where I want it. Oh, I was like, dang, man. That headlight's worthless. Not feeling great about going farther out into sand. Out of fear of rolling. Oh, when you get like the Freestar with like the fully upgraded mud tires and the really tall snorkels, it does feel like, yeah, no, we just switched to amphibian. It doesn't float or anything like that, so it doesn't have like the paddle tires or anything. But the stuff you can get away with is pretty fun. Yeah, so you can see the difference with all of our upgrades on this truck versus the other one. Alright. And same plan. Stop the engine, switch trucks, go to this one. Turn back on our lights, work our way up the road. The paddle tires are similar to mud tires. Yeah, they're just way more air inside of them so that they offer some flotation. A little bit different shape. But yeah, I know if you had mud tires that would float, they would work. They just wouldn't be nearly as effective. Okay, that'll work. Alright, so that's a pretty bad spot, so stop the engine. Switch back to you. Okay, because that one spot was the spot I was worried about rolling over when it first came out here. And weirdly, this truck's going to have the worst time with rolling in that spot because it is taller because of its lift kit. Okay. That's it. I do think we're getting to the point where we're hitting some of the stuff that the Chevys here are gonna struggle with. Until I can get a snorkel. Once I get a snorkel, it'll be a lot easier. Alright. Stop engine, change truck, get back to this one. Why did you switch? Okay, I was a little worried about that. So our transmission's having problems. They keep switching us into neutral randomly. That's because this was the vehicle. Stop switching into neutral. Like, seriously, why do you keep switching into neutral? I would love for there to be a button to switch my gears. By switching to low, will you stop it? Because it didn't damage it more. No, it's just popping into neutral again and again. This one does have a badly damaged transmission. It's how the vehicle came from the building. Which is part of the reason it's the one I want to sell. I could repair it, but if I have two of them and one of them's damaged, the other's not. Oh my god, please. Just stop. Look, man. Just hold it in automatic. I've had a car that had this problem where it would kick into neutral. You just hold the gear shift. Is it good for the car? No. But you got a failing transmission to start with. It's not like it gets a whole lot worse. So pretty soon I'll be up to the main roads up top. At that point, that's just clear sailing to the garage. It's fine. That's not helpful. Come on. Have you tried the new one? Yes. That's actually what got me back into playing this. Is we did the demo for the new one twice through, and I really enjoyed it. But, you know, it was the demo, so it only gave you, like, the littlest taste of everything. But it got me excited for that game and got me in the mood for this style of game. Alright. We're almost there. And even if I run out of gas up here, it's fine. It'll just be really easy for us to then just, you know... I saw you switch into neutral on me. Need to keep the winch so if it keeps switching into neutral on me. Stop switching into neutral. Stop it. Stop it. Need you to stay in gear for this last little bit, okay, little car? That might work. A little risky. What? Why are you not... Oh. It's not anything because I took out the brake and I still had the menu up. I just need to get just up enough that I can get any of these to get across there. Alright. They feel like the new game will generally be really well received, but also lose a lot of players just because such a big shift in the series and vibe. I mean, that's what we had with Expeditions. Expeditions experimented with changing up the formula a lot, and so a lot of people were really upset with it when it first came out. And to be fair, while some of the criticism I feel was very valid, there was a lot of it that I'm like, alright, come on, man. This thing you're complaining about is a big old nothing burger. So we're definitely going to run out of gas in this truck before we get to where we're going. That's okay, though, because we do have a gas trailer here. And we can just grab that. We are very close, though. And honestly, if I can get in the garage without adding any more gas, that would be ideal, since this is the one we're talking about just potentially selling if it's worth anything, since it's a duplicate of something I already own. So I'm just seeing this as kind of a quick payday. You're almost there. All right, well, we're going to make it on that gas tank. Good starting caper. All right, we'll allow that. Hey, I mean, it went fine. So customize. What I want to see, do you have any upgrades I want to steal off you? Because I don't think you do. You did seem like a pretty crap vehicle. Unlock engageable. Yeah, so it's got nothing. All right, so with that, truck store. Or I think I'm trying to remember. If we retain that, deploy from another garage will cost money. I believe, though, we can sell it from there. Hey, almost 6,000 bucks? Yep. Yeah, I sold that one because it didn't have the upgrades that we got. And it was also badly damaged. Versus this one, I've got a couple little scrapes and bruises on it. It's got a headlight that's out. But all in all, it's in pretty good shape. I have been careful to try to avoid damage when possible. Every once in a while, I'll give it a little engine knock just to remind it that I'm the boss and it's got to do what I tell it. Okay. All right, so we're getting to that point where we have the steep climb again, here just around this corner. And this one with the raised kit, the stronger engine, all of that stuff should be able to do way more. Yeah, the other one where it was damaged and it kept kicking back into neutral was really, really rough. Noms and toast? Toast is good. I believe we got the autonomous winch on here? I don't remember. The autonomous winch is way weaker than the other one, but when you stall, you can still use it. So it's kind of your safety winch, as long as you don't, like, shove your vehicle in a corner or have, like, a really weird angle, or just be somewhere there's nothing to winch. If you roll it, that's fine. You can recover. My understanding, that's one of the things that makes the, Where are you? Oh, just a little twig. That's one of the things that makes the quarry so bad, is you get down there and there's just no winch points once you're in it. So you gotta kind of just make it work. Do it this way. That did not improve my situation. Okay. So don't drive it first. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so now I can just race this one back up here, gas it up, and it did look like we may have had 1 or 2 upgrades we got. And then we can figure out where we're going next. We haven't explored the other direction here, because for those who missed what we've been working on, we've got the first area where I believe we've got all the upgrades available on that first tile. I need to put waypoints. There we go. I believe we got all the equipment upgrades we can get off the very first tile without buying things. There were a couple vehicles to recover there, but I'm hesitant to go after them with the free star until I've got at least some kind of tire upgrade. It doesn't need to be anything amazing, but at least not be running street tires, something like off-road, mud, don't care, all-terrain. Just anything but the highway tires. But I'm trying really hard to not spend money until it's like, okay, we're at this point where now I gotta take stuff on. I've grabbed my easy upgrades. So where are the major gaps I've got in my stuff, which is looking like tires that I'm just gonna have to buy. It's also the same for these trucks. They're getting a bunch of upgrades, but we still haven't been getting better tires. Or the snorkel. And I'm gonna definitely need that for going after some of the objectives where I gotta cut across the mud, because that's where this one got stuck, is we got down in that mud. And then once I was down there, it was just, you know, there's no traction, just plunked down flat in the mud, and that was that. I'll need some with more clearance. Okay, so customize. So engine-wise, we do have the custom engine. I can get the SnowRunner one of these. So the thing I find interesting with the stock versus the SnowRunner, so this one adds more low gears. I genuinely haven't found much value in that personally, and that could just be my whole thing. Now I can get like the off-road tires, and they're not that much, but we are dealing with very limited funds. Oh right, we did not get the autonomous. We have it offered. Yeah, so we have a regular unlocked differential or switchable. We're going to want to install the switchable because it gives me options. Yeah, so I can get the tall snorkel. That's going to be a thing worth considering later on. We will need to purchase some of these things. But for the time being, I've been leaving that alone. Not until we get it. Yeah, low gears have a little advantage in climbing. Yeah. Well, I mean versus the many low gears versus the one low gear. I haven't seen much value when I've messed with it. Alright, so with that, we do have an upgrade part up there. So it's looking like I want to cut down this way, across there. That's another place that we might be able to cross. There's a lot of places we might be able to cross that middle island. For the moment, this is where the farm is. I'm going to run up here and grab that upgrade. Then we can reevaluate from there where we go next. Oh, 1 second. There. Remember, one of these spots right outside these garages is really bad. Okay. Keep getting stuck in those little rocks, which is the reason it's bouncing a bunch. There's some over here I can tie to. Okay. Because if I roll it, I gotta send the scout after, and the scout is even more challenging to deal with. Okay. Almost makes you wish you could put, like, a weight on the bottom of your vehicle. Just be like, no, this side goes down. Hey, Jess, how's it going? Give me just a second to get down this hill. You know, get you a shout out and all that good stuff. All right. Okay, so let me dismiss this so I can actually see the thing. But hey, Jess, how's it going? Let me go ahead and get you a shout out. All right. For those who don't know, Jess, absolutely fantastic content creator. Definitely someone I'd recommend checking out on the platform. Been playing 2 Point Museum, which has absolutely been a game that I've had in my shopping cart on Steam and staring at, and like ready to hit the buy button. And I just haven't quite committed to it because I spent too much money recently. But definitely good times are there. Plays a lot of similar games to what we play on the channel and all that good stuff. So I highly, highly, highly recommend checking out. Did we already hit this one? I feel like we already hit this one, right? But absolutely fantastic film. The House Good Frequency stream team, all good stuff. Plays a bunch of like RimWorld, has been playing Product Zomboid and a whole bunch of other stuff recently. So definitely, if you enjoy the content here, you'll probably enjoy the content there. In the meantime, we'll just keep getting this going on. I gotta keep an eye on. Let me take 1 second. I gotta keep an eye on how much longer I have till the event. So it says it starts in about an hour, so it's 10:30 it starts. Okay, so almost exactly 1 hour. Because we are doing the Burke Black Product Zomboid roleplay later on, which will be my first time doing that with them. Zao SnowRunner Tree, you love this game, and for some reason, everyone's playing it? Yeah, I think everyone's playing it recently, just with the fact that Roadcraft demo came out, and it was really good for... I mean, I'd actually say the responses have been positive to lukewarm, depending on who you ask. But, really definitely got me excited for it. It's also time, like, trying to decide what else to play is tricky. Part of me feels like I'm already missing the time to jump on 2 Point Museum. Like, I think it'll be around for a bit longer. But, you know, just starting right now, I feel like I'm gonna miss the boat on that one. Which way do I want to go? But yeah, so it's definitely one of those ones that Roadcraft gave us the itch for this style of game. And Expeditions, it's fine. Even though it's the newer installment in the series. Versus SnowRunner's definitely like one of the most beloved of the series. Like, don't get me wrong, 2 Point Museum, I absolutely think would be great. But, like, for Twitch viewership thing, I think it's fine, like, for right now, but I feel like it's if I were to jump onto, Planet Coaster 2 right now. It's not that it couldn't work out, but a lot of people aren't looking for it. Yeah, right now, 2 Point's doing good. It's just dropping $40 on it has got me head scratching. Because I got 1 or 2 games for myself, not really for content creation reasons, and so I'm kind of doing that whole... I've already spent a decent amount of money this week on games, so being a little frugal. That said, I absolutely stared at the DLC in SnowRunner for a couple of hours yesterday, like picking up a bunch, like, man, it's almost $60. Yeah, no, I remember you mentioning that the other 2 Point, you hopped into them, and then it was just one of those things that they just didn't stick to them. Like, you're like, okay, that's cool. All right, what's next? Which is fair. I was actually thinking about that. There's definitely been a couple of 2 Point games, like 2 Point Hospital. I played a lot. 2 Point Campus, I really like the idea of, but I played it a bunch on stream, like paid like a stream or two of it, and then I just never got back to it. But that's just streamer problems more than anything. If I can't stream it, my ability to play a game is fairly limited time-wise. Yeah, SnowRunner would be great if it didn't use the Sims version DLC. Counter argument, I actually think it's perfectly fine the way SnowRunner does it. It's not an unusual thing. Because if you look at what you get for a lot of those DLC, you do like the year pack, and it's like, what, $20 or whatever for the older ones? And they end up giving you like 4 or 5 maps or some nonsense. It's really, like, to give you an idea how much content there is in this game, if we go to the global map, so this is 4 maps. 4 maps. So you get the idea. Each one of these is like 4 maps. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's like 18, 19 of them. And yeah, it can be one of those things where, like, right, cumulatively, if you look at, like, yeah, you're going to buy the game and then you're going to plunk down an extra $60 to get all the DLC, that sucks. It sucks to get in on those late. It's the paradox model. But I feel like what you get for each one of those DLC, which are like $7, $8 if you buy them independently, or like 20-something bucks if you get the year passes each, and then there's like 4 of them or whatever, I feel like you're getting enough content for it. Because if we look at a lot of games, if we look at the way games used to be, what this would be is like this. You'd have, this would be your base game, this would be the 1, 2 DLC, and then that would be your next game that you'd spend $60 on. Well, I mean, realistically, it'd probably be that, and that would be your next game. So it is kind of one of those things that instead of every 2 years we get like the next one in the series that's really just an expansion in content. Like if you think of World of Warcraft, for example, you know, which isn't a good example because live service, MMO or whatever. That's the alternative. Or the other alternative is you just don't get more functionality. It's a fair opinion. You won't spend $75 for the full game. Yeah. Well, that's kind of the other thing that happens is the alternative is if you don't have all those DLC as like separately downloadable things and you still get all that, it means when you buy the game, they charge that much more for the game because it all takes dev money, it all takes dev time to continue supporting a game. Like, otherwise the pressure for them to keep the lights on is to just churn out new games and drop support of their old games as fast as they can get away with it. Because they're not making more sales. That's the whole thing. Alright, so we got another engine upgrade for this vehicle. How are we doing on gas right now? We're at 16. We can probably go there, so we can go down this way. We want to go along this tree line here and grab hungry workers and see if we can't get to that watchtower. Like, it's deving games are expensive, especially if they have any level of realism to them and whatever. That is one of those things. And we've got right now, games are pushing more and more to charge 70, 80 bucks for the full game. Primarily the AAA and all that, not so much that. But I would say a game like SnowRunner, I wouldn't really call it indie. It's not in my mind. It's not AAA. It'd be probably what people do, the whole thing where they call them AA games or whatever. But what isn't like the base game like 30 bucks or something like that, 40 bucks? So relatively about what you would expect from a AA game. Not too expensive, whatever. But yeah, now to continue developing costs money. I know we have the ones out there like, well, what about Minecraft or Terraria or Stardew Valley or like one of the extreme outliers? But then you look at all those games and go, right. But look at the actual development costs. Look at the graphics to them. Look at a lot of that stuff. They do a lot to keep those costs down. And those are also breakout hits that sold millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of copies. That literally, if they never successfully sold another copy at this point, it wouldn't matter. They could keep paying to keep their studio lights on for a while. Whereas a group like this, they've got a much higher cost of operating. And it just was like, oh yeah, no, this isn't bad-mouthing Minecraft or anything like that, by the way. It's just, it's a very different circumstance when you're dealing with like voxel and very, very low graphic, low fidelity. You save yourself a lot of costs and that kind of stuff. Because honestly, game art is one of the places that can be a pretty big money sink. Game music can be pretty expensive as well. Let's see, one of the few games that lost you with DLC was Planet Zoo. Yeah, I enjoy Planet Zoo a lot. I have not kept up with the DLC because it did feel like some of the DLC was like, you have a new animal. Okay, cool. How does this change the gameplay? And it just kind of blinks. You're like, well, you can have the new animal, right? But is there new mechanics? It's a new animal. What else do you want? I don't know. New ways of doing commerce, new ways of running the zoo, new utilities, employees, or functionality. And to be fair, I haven't gone through. I think they have added some of that stuff. But by and large, most of the DLC, it's like, we added this new animal. What's changed? Well, there's some new trees. And you're like, oh, that's a little not much. But that's like, I don't like a lot of the Sim stuff because they have like all the packs or whatever, which is like, here's some new furniture. It's cost prohibitive. It's like 30 bucks. What it comes with? A bed and a dresser and a side table. And it's $30? Yep. That doesn't seem ethical. Versus like when they do like their actual expansion packs, or like, okay, we add all these new mechanics. Like, all right, you got my attention. I think down this way will lead me there, because that doesn't look like it. You want kangaroos, wombats, and platypus at 3 different DLC? Yeah. But as well as things that, like, when they would publish a bunch of them, and they're like, there's these 4 new animals. It's like, cool. But, like, how does this change the way the game plays? Like, it's cool that there's the new animals, just, like, what's the functional game difference it has? It also felt like there were issues in, Planet Zoo that they never really did resolve super well. Like, I know there's a whole thing when you do the, terrarium side style exhibits that, like, the animals breeding was just a big maintenance chore. And I know they improved it, but it still felt like a big maintenance chore where you kind of wanted to have, like, the RimWorld equivalent. Like, look, man, keep 8 of these in here. That's what I want, 8 of these. No more than this many males. I don't want them fighting. And that you could have it, like, auto-pen them and that kind of stuff, so you don't have to, like, babysit it. Because it definitely hits a point where you're maintaining a zoo and it's getting bigger and bigger. They're like, I'm just spending all of my time just managing these things. And they're very quickly going from meaningful mechanics to just chores. All right. It'd be nice if, I don't remember what the new engine is. It'd be nice if that new engine we just unlocked, if it's like, this is the high performance, like, you just want all the go you can get, but, you know, it's the gas chugger. It would be nice if the next one was like, okay, I'm significantly more performance than the old base model. Nowhere near as strong as this one, but, like, you know, kind of more than halfway, but way more gas efficient. Alright, so we got our next watchtower unlocked. Let's see, you buy the animals you like, but they always placed like that, so you'd have to buy the max amount of DLC. Yeah. And it's also sad, because I've actually enjoyed a lot of Frontiers games in the past. Yeah, okay. So I think we gotta go back for gas. I don't think I can go this way, so it'd have to be along here. And that's starting to hit kind of our limit of what I could do unless I move the gas trailer. So if I drag the gas trailer down in this area somewhere, we could probably do a lot more with it. So right now, let's backtrack here. We can grab this quest. And then gas up. And then that'll probably be it for us scouting for the moment. Going to financial spring sale today? Yeah. It is kind of one of those things that there's a lot of games that, you know, there's some games you're like, no, it's worth just buying it. And then there's other games like, well, wait until it's on a really good sale. Like, the price it has, wait till it's on a sale. A lot of games that are DLC heavy, that's actually how I feel about it. Is like, no, just, you know, don't fall for it. Just get the thing. And I say this as someone who caved and got the latest Sims thing. Because definitely was watching Lilo's stream and being like, this looks really good. This looks really good, I actually want this one. I don't care about, like, the stuff pack or whatever, where it's got, like, new tables. That part I'd never really care that much about. But, the whole starting your own business at your house and it not just be you sitting in the basement painting all day is kind of fun to have, like, your own pottery gallery or tattoo shop or whatever. We'll see. I might regret buying it. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Jeff really wants to buy Dokkan 1 and 2 Remastered. You told him next month? Yeah, so we'll, I don't know when the summer sale starts. So that's one thing that's actually been kind of an interesting thing going on. So we've had Steam has started doing these Next Fests, and it's been kind of cool, but also kind of hard to keep up with. That it used to be just Steam had Steam Next Fest, and it'd have like 1 or 2 of them a year, and that was that. But they've now changed it where they still had like the 2 general Steam Next Fest, like we just had a week and a half ago. But now they'll have like, well, it's the strategy Next Fest, it's the fighting game Next Fest, it's the city builder Next Fest, it's the simulation Next Fest, it's the first-person shooter Next Fest. And that's kind of cool, but man, is it so hard to keep up with these. Because it's not every week. But there's like 1 or 2 of them a month almost now. The Steam Summer Sale? I thought the Steam Summer Sale was usually later than May. I know I've seen a lot of numbers around there, just with all the contacts they've got in the industry. You know, they'll be like, oh yeah, this is when we're probably going, like, you know, you'll be like, hey man, can I get a hold of a key? Or are you looking to do like sponsorship opportunities? I'd love to cover your game or whatever. And they're like, okay, we actually would love to do that, but like, the time frame we were aiming for is, you know, month whatever. It'll be like, oh yeah, GDC is going on at the time. Oh yeah, you know, there's Gamescom is going on at the time, or oh, that's, you know, the Steam sales are going on at the time, so we really want to boost our visibility during the sale to try and do more conversions and yada yada. You're looking forward to the wholesome video game showcase? That's usually I need everything they show their event to me. Yeah, there's I definitely really enjoy a lot of the wholesome games, so it's fun. I do like a whole range of stuff, which it's tricky at times to try and rein that in, because I will absolutely play completely disjointed games on the channel that have nothing to do with each other, which is potentially not great. But like, there's times where I play like the Stardew Valleys and the Coral Islands and all that, and the Sims. There's times where I play Project Zomboid and RimWorld. I haven't done anything like too over the top, like grueling and awful. We did like Subnautica and Planet Crafter and all those as well. I really do play a wide range. We did Raft. I get asked to play Raft all the time. It's like, no, I literally did the whole game on stream. Like, we did all of it. Start to finish. I didn't do all the achievements. There's a bunch of achievements that are just like, catch 1,000 fish or whatever. It's like, look, man, no. The answer's no. They do go on sale before summer, so they grab you. Whatever the last word was, got censored. Oh, is this not the spot I thought it was? I actually apparently want to be down there. But yeah, no, they definitely know how to grab your wallet. That's I found myself more and more, I don't have the website handy, but there are websites now that... Oh, because you censored yourself? Gotcha. But, oh, yeah, I gotcha. But yeah, no, it is one of those things that, like, I found myself more and more, like, when I look at a game, and I'm like, I'm interested in this, almost being like, okay, when this game goes on sale, like, what is the range and frequency it goes on sale? Because I've also learned that there's been games like Factorio where, like, you know what? Maybe I'll grab this DLC when it's on sale. And then people are like, I hate to break the news, this crap literally never goes on sale. It's like, it's a good game, but like, it's a decision they have that's like, no. This is the price of the game. We don't do a bunch of gimmicks. We put a fair price on it. That's what we charge. Like, it just does not go on sale. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I mean, it's good to know that, because otherwise I will wait forever and I will literally never acquire that game. So I can make the decision that this price is fair, I will pay it, or is not. We talking about RimWorld now? Is it RimWorld that... It was one of the two of them. One of the two of them, basically, they're like, this is our price, this is what we charge. Like, it's a fair price. That's just what it is. And honestly, I respect that. I actually really agree with that model. It's the same thing of like when you go to the store and there's certain products that some weeks are on sale and are potentially worth buying, and other weeks when they're non-sale, they're just like horrifically overpriced. I would much rather go to the store and not have to be like, oh, this week this product, this brand is on sale and the other one's not. I like the other one more, but like, you know, this is the week that this one's on sale. And you're like, I'm only buying it what's on that sale price. You know, or you deal with like where the signage is out and then you have to be like, all right, look, you know, look, cashier person, you still got your sign up saying it's this price. I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you, but like, your signage is wrong, so you have an obligation to give me the sale. Like, legally speaking in the US, if you put a price up here and it says it's $10, and I put in my cart and I ring it up and it's $12, you gotta make it $10. And there's some gray area in that where like, on sale from this date to this date, and they just don't take the sign down. That one has had inconsistent results when it gets to like people challenging it. Like, as far as courts on whether or not it's false advertising, because on one hand, they've sided where it's like, well, you know, it's a week after that expired. There's a certain point where you are false advertising to bring them in, and then they realize they don't actually get that price, which is kind of the same thing. And then there's also times where very clearly, like, the sale had just ended the day before, and a sign got missed. At which point, there's definitely been times where it's like the sign does say, you know, like up until the 20th and all that. You'd hate to be a cashier at a place like that. Yeah. When I worked retail, there was time signs got through, but it wasn't a deliberate, like, malicious thing about like keeping the sign up well after. It was just there was so many signs to be swapped out every time that one or two of them would end up getting missed. But even then, usually we would just give them the sale price. Because one, at the wage we're getting paid, like hell am I going to make a whole big stink over something like that. Alright, so we can grab you. I was really hoping we'd be able to reach that. That's not all what I wanted. Is there a different way over this mountain? This chunk of rocks? Not really. I remember this is one I had lots of problems on early game the last time too. There's just not many good places to hook up here. So it'd be a place if you had, like, the extended winch. That's not what I was hoping it was doing. I was hoping it'd drag it in sideways so it gets stuck up against the rock. Come on, just a little bit more. There we go. And the good news, we have gas right over here. Because I was worried I was going to have to go get my other truck. And just, not this style truck, but like the actual, like, Freestar, and just go up to the top and just plug in that last inch. Okay, so that hill sucks. We did find a new engine and all that for this. We are starting to hit the limitations with these vehicles. But if I don't do some upgrades, we're not going to get more done. Because it is also those things that when I do these back and forth trips, we are wasting gas. That does ultimately cost money when I have to start filling up these tanks. Alright, so customize, we found an engine. So we've got the custom here. So let's see. Thoroughly reworked variant of the outdated engine. Increased power output at the cost of reliability. Physical damage tends to make it lose power and consume more fuel much sooner. So, where this one has an A+ fuel consumption. Yeah, so it's basically the same as this thing, but we get a little bit more power out of it for the really good fuel consumption and all that. Alright, so let's evaluate where we're going to be going next so far as figuring things out. So you need what? Fallen rocks, what do you need to clear the path? Did I literally not grab the Fallen Rocks quest? Alright, well, let's deal with that. I want to grab all that stuff real fast to get that all sorted. Because generally we're trying to open the roads as a, we're getting upgrades first, and then we're trying to open the roads as the second priority. Because if I do that, I can get around and get more upgrades and all that. And the goal we're trying to do now is just grab all the upgrades and vehicles we can. And then as we find ourselves not able to continue without improving our logistics. Oh, it's got a dumb name as why. So rock on. So you need 2 service, so that's 2 service parts there. And I believe the boulders were also 2 service parts. Which of course has another name. The long way. That's also 2 service parts. So we need service parts for all that. We can get the service parts here. So that's some good news. We do have a fuel carrier there. I don't see any trailers anywhere here that we can use. And that trailer is way down there, and the soup is going to be a whole thing. Alright, so what I think we do is for right now, I'm going to take this back to the garage. I'm going to park it up. I think we're done with the scout/exploring vehicles until we get some roadways fixed up. So I got 4 service parts to bring to this map. So let's hop over to our Freestar and see what we got going on. So our Freestar should be on our other map. Or Fleet Star. Yeah, so we've got the Scout. It's just kind of chilling in the middle. We've got the Fleet Start. It is sitting next to the sideboard and the Scout flatbed. Doesn't the Scout flatbed have stuff on it? I thought you had stuff on you. Maybe it's not showing all these things? Yeah, it's not showing what's on those flatbeds. So let's go ahead and hop over there. Thank you for the follow. welcome to the stream. So what I might even do is instead of bringing the trailer, let's head over. Double check. Okay, so you have 2 empty spots. You have 2 empty spots. You are a service vehicle. You have empty spots. You've got brick. You've got brick. And you have 1 service part and a whole bunch of stuff I don't need. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead. We're going to grab the Fleet Star. And I'm just going to run it up there real quick. Because we can go to the garage, we can put the box back on this. And that'll let me load up service parts on the box back, and we can open up those 2 roads pretty easy. Actually, don't even think I need all-wheel drive for this. Yeah, so you should be able to deal with that really quick. That'll get me access to maybe hit more of those watchtowers and all that. And then we're probably in the realm of needing to purchase an upgrade. Which I do think the upgrade I'm going to go after is I might see about trying to get tires on this vehicle. Because I believe we get tires and or a snorkel on this vehicle, that'll be good. It would be nice to know what upgrades I can get, so like just finding out in the world. So I don't have to guess like, hey, do I buy this now or do I wait till I snag the upgrade? I don't think I've seen tires ever show up as an upgrade that you can find in the world, but I also haven't explored a lot of the maps. Like we explored most of Michigan, if not all of it, on my previous save. But I think what I'll probably do is I might take the GMC that we've got. I believe I can put a fuel tank on the back of that instead of an actual trailer, like a full-on fuel tank, and kind of use that as a mobile logistics vehicle. So that way I can just run around, and wherever I go, I can just take that thing to support nearby. Because then I don't have to worry about it being able to schlep through the really, really rough stuff. It can just sit to the safer routes. And then, you know, my other vehicles can run to and from those safer routes out into the boonies that are really tough. I also understand the crane can be really good. Get like a heavy off-road vehicle that can go just about anywhere, but maybe isn't so good at hauling. Chuck a crane on it, and that can be your support vehicle as well. That when a vehicle gets flipped, they can usually get to just about anywhere other than where the scouts only can kind of get. And then just crane it back up on its wheels. Carry some extra gas in there. Because, yeah, I imagine at this point, if we get ourselves some good off-roading or mud tires on this thing, we should be able to free up those other vehicles that are on this map and make some decisions about what vehicle is going to be used for what. What vehicles I'm going to save. In hindsight, I didn't realize I'd already had the correct back. You just pull over here for a moment. 'Cause I think I have to buy the back. So, stop engine. We've got the GMC up here. Because I'm just going from that garage just up the road. I think that's kind of what this is good for. Alright. Yeah, the one place to drag this across up here. Because then I believe it's literally just pick up the parts right next door, open up those 2 paths. This makes relatively good gas mileage as long as the roads are fine. Okay. Alright, so we can go right up here. I believe we get the parts back this way. And then we'll need to go over here and drop that there. So we can open a couple more roads. That'll make our life easier. It does always make me wonder with the gas stuff, like, the loading up the stuff using the crane to save yourself 150 an item. I imagine that does add up, but then it's just the math on the gas mileage, too. Because you're talking, like, maybe I save $80 doing it manually versus automatic. And then we're dealing in thousands of dollars for everything. It feels like a waste of time. And then plus, if anything goes wrong, like your crane tips over or you take some damage, you've lost all of that benefit. Alright. So spare parts. So that's the stuff we need to open up those paths. It can also be a thing later on when you get like a crane upgrade on a vehicle that can also handle having a flatbed or whatever behind it. That suddenly it all makes sense to do that. You just lose a little bit of your efficiency on your delivery because you're lugging this big heavy crane with you. I don't know. That feels like one of the smaller problems you potentially run into. Nope, right, I have to, oh wait. Yeah, so do this, start tracking. What? Okay, so we have rock on. We are tracking it. We need 2 service parts spare. Alright, that was weird. Okay, so we got that cleared up. Now I can go over here real fast. Because by clearing that up, it saves you having to go on that side road that's all bumpy and hard to navigate, which will just make our lives easier. Let me do things way more fuel efficiently as well. I'll refuel. And that's starting to get properly low. So the days of free gas are coming to a close. Soon enough, I'm going to have to fill those up with gas, and that'll be costly. I know at least one of those is a quest item I'll have to turn in. Like I said, I could see putting, like, using the highway trucks for, like, service vehicles, that kind of thing. Alright, and with that, we've got you. Ah, okay. I should have taken the Fleet Star. I'm gonna try to make this work. I might need to send the Fleet Star to drag it through. There's a pretty deep pocket of mud right near the end of this one. I'm hoping we can just muscle through it with between the winch and whatnot. We'll see if I'm gonna regret this. But the reason I'm hesitant to switch is I'll either have to drag a trailer behind or buy the back part, the bed I've got here for the Fleet Star. At which point it does mean I then have access to it, so I don't need to buy it again. But then that's money that's just consumed for that purpose that I don't think I'll use a lot. I mean, worst case, if I can get this far enough through, I can just drag it through the last little bit with the Fleet Star and not have to worry about it for a while. Okay. Because this is not all-wheel drive. It does not have a diff lock. It does not have off-roading tires of any kind. It's just a highway truck. But it's got relatively good gas mileage. Okay. Yeah, so it's right down here. There's the big pool of water. I can probably work around it as long as I stick to where I can use the winch and not just smash my truck into a tree or telephone pole, power pole, whatever. It's actually not gonna look. That doesn't look that bad. Like if it went straight into it, I think we get bogged down. Looks like you can circumvent the worst of it. I was mistaking it for a different spot where we had to like go properly back into the woods. Oh, which would be this spot. And I assume that's deep there. Oh, there's a better spot right there to go. All right, so let's forget this spot. Yeah, because we can go just around here. Yep. Yeah, no, I'm looking at the thing. It says 20 more minutes. They're posting updates. I'm keeping an eye out. But thanks for the heads up. It was actually 10:30 instead of 10. Let me do stuff with the camera, please. Yeah, I need to get through this gap here. The problem is I can't quite turn the truck the way you want it. It gets stuck up on these arteries behind it. Someone, give me a chainsaw. You're shifting forward little by little. It's just that one tree in the back right here. That's the one causing me the problem. I don't think I get farther down and work my way up. I also think I've wedged myself in here real good. Alright, I think we pulled it free from that. Yeah, this is definitely not the approach. We got a little tree here we could probably just snap. Yeah. Smooth as butter. Everything went perfectly normal without any hitches whatsoever. All right. Cool. So with that, we have opened this road up. We opened the other road that goes out to the farm. Why do so many content creators end up moving to Austin? Generally speaking, lower cost of living compared to a lot of our places where you can get good internet. Generally has good internet. As very, very broad things, that is, not like a huge win. Alright, so now I got the problem of I gotta get back through there. The good news is for all the fighting that was, we didn't burn that much gas. Wonder if I can just destroy that tree. Because you can break a lot of the trees if you put enough force into them. Yeah, it's too dense to get over that way. That's the way we got in here, so I kind of need to go back. What I need to do is grab you. What I want to do is try and wedge through this gap. Almost through. All right. Oh, good. You see things again? Oh, I didn't see the stream went down. I didn't see any drop frames on my side. Must have been on Twitch's side. Alright. That didn't work. Oh, that spot over. No. There we go. Come on, we're almost around it. All those are the wrong buttons. Oh, I see I'm not clear of that one. I need to drag. Yeah, problems once I let go of the winch, it just gets stuck up on the tree again. Alright, so it's another spot that I think we'll just wedge in. Let's go down this way. I debated that before, and I was like, no, it's still got a bad spot down there. Okay, I'll just keep twisting and twisting and twisting. Alright. And I need to be hopping off this to switch over to Project Zomboid for the RP event here in just a second. We get into like 5 minutes or so before that all kicks off. Yep. You know, the event's starting here in just a minute. Just a couple minutes. I'm just trying to get this back so I remember what the heck is going on. Then we gotta switch over to Project Zomboid for, we're doing, with Burt Black, we're doing the roleplay event. Where Sui, convinced me to join up with her and Smashley and a bunch of others who are doing a sorority. And that is certainly a life decision I have made. That'll work. You go, girl. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, like, the RPing part, that all seems fine. The decision I have to make is, one, am I going to do man trying to do woman voice? Or if we are going to use the voice changer, that is creepy in how well it works. And I mean, genuinely, it's kind of uncomfortable watching. Because you see me talking and, like, a really, really good voice that we've got going on there. I am amazed at how well it works. But it's very uncanny valley. Not like the voice itself is Uncanny Valley. It's just me talking and that voice happening is Uncanny Valley. We're like, these don't go together. They're just objectively wrong. And we have been warned that friendly fire is on for melee. So let me just get this parked up here. So I know we're doing a lot of switching back and forth on games real quick. Oh, that sucks. Where things got bugged there, where it looks like the stream went down, it looks like it cut my viewership in half. Gotta love it when Twitch has snafus and it kills my numbers and it's not even my doing. Alright. So with that, we can just pop right over here. I'll park you up here. And then I get things switched. Alright, so let's go here. Turn off our engine. I need to exit this game. Alright, so bear with me, chat. I gotta get everything switched over. For those watching on YouTube, it's gonna go down and up again. Switching game categories does that. It is what it is, so I do apologize. Go yell at YouTube. It is just how it works. It's gonna take me a minute to get everything flipped over. So Project Zomboid. We can go here.